invite Dr. Umapati to back to the stage.
Initially, we were very worried about the time, but they all did a wonderful job that now we have enough time to do a lot of other things. So I'm going to now welcome all the interns to come back to the stage again, please. So if you guys can stand for 1 minute, that would be great. So let's give a big round of applause for all of them. Yes. So all 7 of them grow on every aspects that we address and cover during our internship. Right? Now we can clearly see that they have done their job, and they've done so good that it's clearly we can see that our 3 community partners definitely will be able to use them and will be able to benefit from them. Right? So now it's the turn that we hear from them. Right? So they're going to essentially answer 3 questions. From their point of view, what was the biggest big reveal? Now, given that big reveal, what is the impact for their organization? And then given that impact, what is their next action item for their organization, right? So I would like to now invite Dr. Chen, Ruth, and Ashley to come to the stage.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Lucy Chen, and I'm the VP of Advocacy and Community Engagement at the Cathedral Arts Project. So I want to give a huge shout out to Dan, Karthik, and Amanda and Yuan for their incredible work. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Katie, who is from NLP Logics, who's been helping us with this project as well. Before I start question number 1, I want to share that this project has been the highlight of this summer. So most of everyone, when they're talking about data, you would see people starting to yawn. But I'm the one who's constantly asking. I remember one session, I heard Karthik said, oh, right, we're talking to Lucy. That's why there's all these questions. And the reason behind these questions is that all of this work is highly relevant to our community. When we talked about the arts, it's very vague. We think about dance, singing, drawing. What does that have to do with students' academic achievement? Well, thanks to DSSG, we found that there is a correlation between the arts and the student success. In fact, the schools that had more access to the arts tend to have better student performance and higher school grades. So all of that is thanks to this team who conducted the work. And how will this be, what will be the impact of the project for my organization? Well, I want to share that we were able to turn data into action because of this project. This summer, as Amanda alluded to earlier, we were able to invite 2,200 students to go and see a theater performance for the first time. But what is really important is that we actually connected literacy and the arts together. So in addition to just going on the field trip, the content of the field trip and the performance went back into their school's academic studies. Students read about the stories, and they made masks, and eventually saw the performance. But another major component was that for many of these children, it was their first time going on a field trip, crossing the bridge to the other side of Jacksonville, and sitting inside a historic theater that is nearly 100 years old. That is why this work here at DSSG is so important, because it is transforming lives of children. And what are the next steps for us? Well, we know that the principals are unsung heroes. So they are the ones who champion the arts. They are the ones who constantly invest in the arts. And they are the ones who rally up children, parents, and our community together. So having this roadmap to help them find ways to increase access to the arts, while on the other hand, help us showcase and highlight their work is tremendous impactful. So thank you all so much for all the time that you have helped us with this project.
Can't live without my phone. So I did write a few things so I don't forget anything. Yes, so thank you all for this opportunity. Ruth Buchanan from GrowFL. So the big reveal for me personally is that met some wonderful people, the Sherpas, the stakeholders, the sponsors, and of course our students. So thank you all for that. That's my personal revelation, big reveal. For the organization, I think as you saw, it was really a two-part analysis, right? So there's the numeric data analytics that they had done. But then at the beginning of the journey, I said, you know what? Companies to watch in their application, they also have to convince us that they're good corporate citizens and that they have a good corporate culture. And there's all these essay questions. I said, I don't know what you're going to be able to do with that, but go for it. See what you can do. And as you saw, that was a fantastic LDA analysis on Word. And so we can definitely take that. So yeah, so that was my biggest reveal. As far as the impact of the project on the organization, I'm going to stick to my talking points because I could go forever on this one. So the wicked problem really was we just needed to understand how Florida companies to watch is penetrating the state. So this is a state program. Second stage companies in the state of Florida, we focus on them because I think Ashley was the one that said it, the impact of second stage companies in the state of Florida is phenomenal. They make up about 12% of the total number of enterprises or establishments in the state, yet they create 34% of the jobs. Say it again, 12%, 34. That's a big impact. And when they move on to third stage or they get sold out, the impact is even more immense. So we are happy to see how we are understanding the penetration in the state, in the various regions, and the counties. You saw that map, I think it was Patrick that showed it, the different map, how the establishments are in the state versus how we're touching those counties. That is a big thing. That was actually one of the first challenges I told them. I said, you need to show me how we're doing in terms of penetrating the state. So that was even that alone is worth the price of admission. Oh, no, this is all volunteer work. So thank you to the sponsors. So understanding is key, right? Knowledge is powerful, data is powerful. So that's that's a number two. Next steps. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. I cannot wait to delve deeper into the analytics. You saw when Patrick started clicking those fields. I don't know if you all have seen how powerful Tableau is, and they have drilled it down for us so that when we go in there and look at how the industries are doing, what companies are doing well, and what are the correlation among other things. We cannot wait to start slicing and dicing those data, and then see where the trends are. Right? Understand, the Companies to Watch program was started about 12 years ago. So we have 12 years of data. By the way, I was only able to give them 6 years because beyond COVID, 2017 was harder to get the information. But so just to see the trends and the correlation between the corporate culture and how well the companies are doing and how competitive they are, given the structure of management. See, this is the window into how strategic leadership is doing their work in terms of leading the organizations. Again, we're second stage companies, right? These are, and a lot of our CEOs, by the way, they're still the founders, just so many of you understand that. They're founders and they're still CEOs. And the other analysis on how the different industries are contributing more to the state GDP and how those jobs are being created, that is key. That's like the gold standard of Florida companies to watch. The numeric part of the program is the revenue and the job creation. So we're going to definitely take a look at that. And as I think, Patrick, you mentioned about, the choosing of the county. It's really funny. When I saw, sorry, I made your work a little harder because some of the companies were just choosing not the right county. So I think it's a simple fix. You know, have you done the USPS zip code when you put in your address and then you put in your zip code incorrectly and it tells you, no, stupid, your zip code is this? So I think we're going to do something like that. This is your county. Sorry, can I say that word? Sorry about that. And lastly, 2 more points. We want to take a look at how investment funding is happening in correlation with the wonderful findings that our students have given us. Again, remember, second stage, we want them to grow, we want them to fly, we want them to be in second stage or continue to add value to the state. Finally, my point, and this is also came in the initial deliberation. Remember what I said? Knowledge is power. So what's the next step? Next step is GrowFL will redo our impact analysis. Those numbers that we showed you, those about 5, 6, 7 years old. So I cannot wait to update those analyses of our true impact to the state economy. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for this opportunity.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Dietz. I'm the president and CEO of the Florida Philanthropic Network. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I wanted to thank the students, too. I was blown away by all 3 of the presentations. Thank you to our 2 interns as well. My colleague and I were joking that we need to up our PowerPoint game because I am not nearly as fancy, but I just wanted to say thank you all for your hard work. Florida Philanthropic Network, we are a network of foundations that are trying to build philanthropy for a better Florida. And the reason why that we did this project, well, first and foremost, I want to thank Sabine Perways, who is actually here from the Florida Nonprofit Alliance. She told us about this opportunity. So without that passing of information, we wouldn't have known to apply. So thank you so much for that. But why this is so important to us as an organization, the census in 2020, we were big partners with a lot of statewide organizations and funders because we wanted to make sure that we did not lose anyone in the count. Well, we had 3.46%, which is the 4th worst in the country. And as they shared in their presentation, that equates to between 11 and 21 billion, which is a very huge range that would impact our state. And why philanthropy cares about this is oftentimes when government services, when they lose their funds or those funds are not get drawn down, they're taxpayer dollars, right? Philanthropy is asked to fill in the gap. So we want to make sure that we have the most adequate count so that that money is not left on the table to provide the services that are so important to your communities here in Florida. So how we're going to utilize this data and why it's so important. So I've seen this presentation before. We were highly involved, obviously, as part of this internship program. But to see it live like this in real time really just invigorates and continues the importance for us as an organization to push forward this work. It's only 2023, so I'm sure you're sitting in the audience thinking, well, why does this matter for 2030? That's 7 years away. We have to get this right now. The infrastructure is unbelievably important, and we can't have an undercount like that again because we'll miss out on billions of dollars. So to see it in Tableau, to see the 10 counties and the different factors and variables as to why there potentially could have been an undercount in those areas is critically useful for us as we work with our statewide partners, Florida Tax Wash, Florida Nonprofit Alliance, the Florida Chamber, to get this message out to different stakeholders, different sectors. The public sector cares about it. The business sector should definitely care about this information, and to understand the why and the how we as FPN can better disseminate these facts and information so this doesn't happen again in our messaging of why the census is so important. So kind of next steps for me, similar to my friend who spoke before, we want to kind of delve in deeper into the data. We also want to make sure we go on a roadshow and share this data. We don't want to gatekeep it just for FPN. We really believe in data transparency, and it is for our partners that we work with so we can kind of affect this change going forward to 2030. This has been a fantastic experience for me and our team, and if anyone's out there thinking about applying next year, I highly recommend it. So thank you so much.